right, folks. Ayatollah issues fatwa. I guess that's how you say it. Fatwa on Donald Trump. They want him gone. They want him assassinated. Everyone is desperate right now. Why? Well, because he neutralized Iran and the big, beautiful bill, which could end America Inc. I'm saying could, but from what I understand, it will. So this is big stuff. If you watch the Daniel Brinkley, let me do it like that. There we go. If you watch the Daniel Brinkley show I just put up on YouTube, it's a must watch. Insane intel and a lot of hope. A lot of people are questioning this bill, the big, beautiful bill, and not understanding what it's really about. So what Daniel says after he got off the phone with a major, a general, and a few other people connected to the White House, it's to end America Inc. Short and simple, that's what it's supposed to do. Watch the video with Daniel Brinkley. I'm going to have Daniel Brinkley continuing the conversation on ninoscorner.tv to discuss the world currency and everything else that's going on with the big, beautiful bill on ninoscorner.tv. It's going to be epic. Folks, hit the notification button. Please hit the notification button. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff that YouTubers are supposed to tell you to do. Venmo, 𝗬𝗏1977, 𝗬𝗏1977. If you have a question that you want me to get to pretty fast, I answer all the questions on Venmo. Absolutely. Also, When the Lights Go Out on Amazon, there's my book. Wrote that with in a month on my iPhone. And my mama's book, The Mexican Mix, that's also up on Amazon. Please leave an honest review. Folks, we will cut the feed on X and on Facebook. I forgot I'm going on Facebook too. Facebook and X will cut the feed. And today is gift card giveaway. We'll pick 4 lucky winners. Alex will put them on the screen. When he flashes it on the screen, I'll read out the winners. Ringside with Nino. Folks, this is epic. It's kicking ass. This month, in July, it'll be the second Thursday and last Thursday of the month because some of you complained about Wednesdays. So I'm going to change it up every month. But if you miss one, you can get the next one. So if you miss, their monthly meetings with the Black Sheep community, we network together. We chat on the side. I tell you exactly what's going on behind the scenes from the intel I'm getting, the people that I'm talking to, and I derive my information from different camps of people. So I think I have a good roundabout opinion on everything that's going on. And I tell you just what I'm hearing behind the scenes. So that's Ringside with Nino. Also, folks, red light. Now, this stuff I believe in more than anything I'm taking. What have I told you? That nearly half of thyroid patients in the clinical study stopped needing thyroid medication after just 10 red light sessions. This is no joke. That's right. In a groundbreaking Brazilian trial, 47% of patients with underactive thyroids, in other words, if you're gaining weight, discontinued levothyroxine, I guess that's a thyroid medicine, entirely, and maintained normal thyroid function for months. How? Because red light therapy directly stimulates the mitochondria in your thyroid gland. Which leads to regenerating tissue, reduce inflammation, and restore natural hormone production. The secret is the wavelength. Red Light delivers all 9 healing wavelengths, including the powerful 830 nm range used in the study so that your thyroid gets precisely the stimulation it needs to rebalance. Folks, I lay under this thing every day. Every day. No drugs, no needles. No drugs, no needles. Just light therapy. This is the future of medicine, folks. Go to Red Light Therapy. It's myredlight.com. The link should be below, and use code NINO and get 10% off. This stuff is amazing. I'm surprised that, people they don't understand. This is where the future's going. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and there's no radiation coming from the panels. He did a test right there on the show and showed everybody, nothing, zero. You got more coming from your phone. Folks, ninoscorner.tv, ninoscorner.tv. Trader Girl Q is up. Oh, wow. Big show. She's talking about the Golden Gate Bridge, deep state targets. New York City. We're talking about all of it on NinosCorner.tv. Great show. Chris Sky is up there talking about how the Jewish people are leaving New York. What's to come? Now, I get it. He was bashing Trump in the beginning. I kind of stopped that, and we went forward with a great interview. So it's really worth listening to. Also, Mike King is up there right now talking about the production operation. You know, folks, if they manage to fake the moon landing and do all that kind of stuff, what makes you think they can't do an elaborate production now with the technology they have? I guarantee you everything they have is light years ahead of what they're telling us we have here on the surface level. The Ghost is going to be coming back on. I got to talk to him. Larry Jackson. I'm talking to him today. Terrorism Task Force. That's going up on Nino's Corner. I may be able to put that up on YouTube. Gene Decode's coming back, baby. Gene Decode. Dr. David Martin, July 1st, talking about, I don't know, could we see a bio attack July 4th? A lot of people are talking about this. A lot of stuff is going on. Folks, I talked to people on the border, and I'm telling you, a lot of stuff's getting over or actually being confiscated, but they don't know what's making it. Crazy stuff, crazy times we're living in right now. Also, Jim Willie will be coming back on. Wino Saban's always a constant guest. So, folks, NinosCorner.tv is the place to be, baby. Oh, yeah. And you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Oh yeah. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right, Big Beautiful Bill. I got to tell you, I knew there was something there. I knew when Daniel called me and said, we got to talk about this Big Beautiful Bill. I go, what up, Daniel? Daniel, could it be this, and that? And he goes, bingo, son. You got it. I go, yes. They may make a premature move. And that's what this has all been about. The whole Elon, Trump drama, that forced their hand. We keep forcing their hand because it's chess and we're beating the shit out of them because they've been playing checkers for so long and beating us because everything was hidden. And when everything's hidden, you can't understand the game. But that behind the scenes, a certain firewall learned how to play chess brilliantly with a technology, quantum, and is now beating the dick off these people, folks, okay? They're still playing checkers, but they have to commit to the moves. What they've always done, the old paradigm, the old guard is coming down, and I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel it in my own personal life. Like, not only am I watching this in politics and Hollywood, in the sports world, but in my own personal life, I'm watching the old paradigm crash, like what I'm going through with my parents, watching my parents fade away. At the same time, I'm building something new. Watching, my boxing career is gone. I can't, and I'm watching boxing, by the way, turn into a friggin' joke. It's turning into a joke. You got Canelo Alvarez. I'm just going to touch on this. You got Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia just airing out their dirty laundry, venting. It's just garbage, and it's making a mockery and a joke out of boxing. And then you got Canelo Alvarez handpicking every opponent, not fighting the top guys. He should be fighting Benavidez. He's not. He's going to be cherry picking. He gets guys. He handicaps them. Boxing's turned into a joke. It's not the sport I remember, and I'm watching that sport. It's almost like it's being taken down as well. It's just crumbling, and it has been for a while. And then you got Jake Paul, who's also a joke. He fights a guy that who is handpicking everybody. Back in my day, folks, you weren't allowed to do that. You had sanctioning bodies, and you had an athletic commission that looked up your ass for anything you did. These guys, it's turned into the world boxing world entertainment boxing of world boxing entertainment. Let's call it WBE, World Boxing Entertainment. It's a joke. I have decided that, it's very hard for me to watch any fights now, but I'm watching all paradigms crash, all old structures just crumble. It's an amazing thing to watch. And I don't know about you. I don't know if you all are feeling it in your own personal life as well, but it's definitely happening in my personal life and on the big stage. So with that being said, Iranian Ayatollah calls for Trump's assassination. America braces for impact. So we're all just waiting here going, oh, shit, here it comes. And I know we can all feel it. All right, folks, we are now in that window. We are in that window right now, and I think it's this summer. Now, that's just a prediction. Could the big, beautiful bill be used as bait? They're putting up fencing all around the White House and certain buildings in Washington, D.C. right now. Now, yeah, it could be used for the No Kings protests. And I think that's probably what it's being used for. But who knows what's going to happen within in those protests. A trap is a trap to get the deep state to commit another move. If you missed the Daniel Brinkley show, please go back and watch it. I really stress this. Could Trump assume the power to end America Inc. once and for all? I'm asking the question. Daniel says yes. Take out this deep state Federal Reserve. We know Iran was a deep state proxy and has now been neutralized. But yet the MSN still comes out and says, ooh, you missed. You didn't get all of it. Why? Because they want to spin the narrative, the story that if something happens here, they were ahead of the ball. Like, ooh, a nuclear bomb went off in New York. I don't know. Just throwing stuff out there. So the deep state now has limited moves on the chessboard, especially if this big, beautiful bill passes, which I think it's going to. But could they do something to stop it ahead of time, to stop the vote? Before high-profile arrests can occur, and I have gotten texts saying preparations are in order right now for high-profile arrests. Preparations are in order. Don't you think that if they know this is coming along with the big, beautiful bill, they got to do something? They got to do something. They got to at least try. And it may be a hell of an effort. It may be something pretty big. Trader Girl's come on my show. She's on Ninos Corner.tv talking about the Golden State Bridge. I don't know if you guys know this, but they like to. It's all predictive programming. They like to telegraph before they do anything. I don't know. The Grateful Dead. I think it's a tribute band playing at. I don't even know if the Grateful Dead's still around, but the Grateful Dead or a tribute band is playing at Golden State Park on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of August. Now, we know those are important dates. August 3rd. Could something happen? I don't know. But, folks, we got to at least think about it. Be ahead of the ball here. And I kind of feel like the more you talk about it, I don't know, the more you put it out there in the crazy matrix, the Ethernet of super consciousness, it like foils it or something. Have you guys realized that? I feel like that. It's all quantum. It's all quantum energy. Could the big, beautiful bill be the trap they fall into? Will they need a distraction or event to postpone the vote or cause chaos to keep attention away from the coming arrests? I think so. I don't know when they'll do it, but I think this summer could be a hot summer. And that message board said fireworks. Tensions are an all-time high as Homeland Security has put out warnings to the American people to remain alert and stay vigilant. And now recent warnings have been made to threats to assassinate Trump. I hope that whole area, I guess maybe that could be another reason why they're putting fencing up around the White House. I'm not sure. Leave your comments in here. Leave your comments. And I will answer super chats in the middle of the show. Oh, this coffee's good today. The coffee is good. Do you ever wake up and I've noticed this has been when I'm getting older. Do you ever wake up and you're like totally awake, but your eyes are still asleep and it's like, oh, my vision takes a while to catch up with me? I will say, I have noticed improvements in my vision from the red light therapy. This red light, I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I love laying underneath it. And I do feel like my eyesight is getting better. It's getting better. But in the mornings, they take a while to get the memo. Terror alert. Iranian Ayatollah issues fatwa calling for Muslims to assassinate Trump. Iranian Shiite Grand Ayatollah 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗏 issued a fatwa calling on Muslims worldwide to assassinate President Donald Trump and others. In the ruling, 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗃, 98, he's 98 years old, this guy, says threats against Iranian leader Sayyid Ali Khamenei by President Trump and others amount to a war against Islam. Remaining silent is not an option. And Muslims must respond with severe punishment. Alex Jones broke the latest. Incoming terror alert. Iran issues fatwa against Trump. Iran's Grand Ayatollah 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗏, one of the most senior clerics of Corner, has issued a ruling declaring the threats against Khamenei by President Trump and others amount to a war against Islam. Remaining silent is haram. And he says the Muslims must respond with severe punishment. Severe punishment. Call to action. So he releases a call to action on social media. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Really? Is that what you're doing? You're saying God's compassionate and most merciful? Then why don't you call off the assassination attempt? I don't understand the logic here, but okay. It is clear that threatening the leader of the Islamic world, as well as the esteemed sources of emulation, is a war against Islam. According to the Quranic verse, indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against God and his messenger, this act carries a severe punishment. But you just said the most compassionate and the most merciful. You just said that in the same paragraph. It is necessary for Muslims around the world to strongly condemn these threats and to take appropriate and united action. But wait, I thought you just said he was the most compassionate and most merciful. Didn't you just say that? Okay, I don't know. I could be wrong. May God preserve the Islamic community from the evil of enemies under the protection of the of the age. May God hasten the appearance and reward the righteous defender. So, hey, he's the most compassionate and the most merciful, but you know what? We want to assassinate Trump anyway. 25 gift card winner. Congratulations, 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏. Congratulations. First winner, gift card. Visa $25 gift card. I'm a cheap date. Go buy yourself a sandwich. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Ninos Casino. Terror in Idaho. There's terror in Idaho. 2 dead after firefighters are ambushed. And I don't know how to say this word. Alex, how do you say that word? 𝗀𝗂𝗿𝗲, Idaho.
Coeur d'Alene.
Thank you.
Coeur d'Alene, yeah.
Hey, yo, whoa.
It's a French word. It's hard. It's
the French words pretty well. Are you French?
Yeah, my mom's French, yes. Yeah, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. All right. So, hey. All right, thanks. Hey, yo. All right. 2 people were shot and killed when firefighters were ambushed on Canfield Mountain near 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗄𝗏. Say it again, Alex.
Coeur d'Alene.
All right. Idaho authorities said sheriff's officers that responded to the scene are taking active sniper fire. Didn't they get this guy, Alex? Do you know if they got this guy?
I wasn't sure actually about the details on this one, so
I think they got him. Put it in the chat. I think they got this guy.
Did they get him?
Yeah, they were removing civilians off the mountain as officials try to clear it out. The situation is both active and very, very fresh. The last time I got this, but I think they just got this guy. So I guess he was hiding out in the woods or something, and he was snipering the firefighters. Man, crazy. All right, folks. Iran carries out wave of arrests and executions in the wake of the Israel conflict. Iranian authorities have carried out a wave of arrests and multiple executions already. So obviously a regime change has taken place of people suspected of links to Israeli intelligence agencies. Say what? Hold on, wait a second. Whoa. Links to Israeli agencies, intelligence agencies? So wait, we do a regime change in Iran, and the first people to go after are the people connected to Israel intelligence agencies? That makes you go, In the wake of the recent war between the two countries, it comes after what officials describe as an unprecedented infiltration of Iranian security services by Israeli agents. Makes you things that make you go, How many of you remember the CNC Music Factory? You guys remember that group? Whatever happened to those guys? Things that make you go, Gosh, man, I remember I used to dance to that when I was like in 7th and 8th grade at the school dances. Golly, I was a dork. Authorities suspect information fed to Israel played a part in a series of high-profile assassinations during the conflict. This includes the targeted killings of senior commanders from the elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and nuclear scientists, which Iran attributes to operatives of Israel's Mossad intelligence agency working inside the country. They work in a lot of countries, don't they? Shaken by the scale and precision of these killings, authorities have been targeting anyone suspected of working with foreign intelligence, saying it is for the sake of national security. But many fear this is also a way to silence dissent and tighten control over the population. During the 12-day conflict, Iranian authorities executed 3 people accused of spying for Israel. Oh, they got their hands in everything, don't they? All right, folks, we are going to go ahead and cut feed from X and Facebook. Come over to YouTube. Help me help you. I'll give you a chance to do that right now. UN inspector says Iran could be enriching fuel again. Here they go, spinning the narrative in a matter of months, in just months. The chief United Nations nuclear inspector has widened the divide with the Trump administration over how severely the United States set back Iran's nuclear program, declaring that could be enriching uranium in a matter of months, even as President Trump repeated his claim that Tehran had lost interest in the effort. So you know what we should do? What do you think? Go bomb them again. I don't know. Makes sense to me. And you know, for them to just keep egging them on like, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. Then we will. Okay? We just got to send more bombers over there and bomb the shit out of you. That's it. That's all we got to do. It's not like you stopped them last time. Jeez. Pam Bondi news right now. Fires 3 prosecutors, sending another chill through DOJ workforce. Look how much Trump is doing in just his first few months in office. Jeez. The dismissals were the first time the prosecutors who worked cases and were past their probationary period of federal employment has been fired by the Justice Department. At least 3 federal prosecutors who worked on cases against rioters were fired Friday by the Justice Department, according to more than half a dozen current and former officials familiar with the dismissals. A copy of one of the dismissal letters seen by NBC News was signed by Attorney General Pam Bondi, notifying the recipient that they were removed from federal service effective immediately. No reason for the removal was stated in the letter. The Justice Department declined to comment Friday night. What do you all think of Pam Bondi? I'd like to know your thoughts on Pam Bondi. Give me your thoughts. I tend to think, Trump picks the right people. I feel like Trump picks the people that he can control. He picks a lot of women. He picks a lot of women for positions, gives them very powerful positions, but I feel like he does that because he's kind of like the alpha dog, and he likes to know he can control. And I think women, they're very tedious, and they pay attention to the details. And I think Pam Bondi was a good pick. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the chats. I'm looking at them right now. Senate wraps up 16-hour reading of the Trump bill, moves to debate. The Senate clerks completed the full reading of the Senate GOP's massive tax and spending bill on Sunday afternoon, allowing the chamber to start the countdown clock toward a final vote on the package sometime today. Yeah. So, Democrats, in an attempt to delay passage of the bill, forced the clerks to read out loud all 940 pages of the package. Whoa, wait a minute. Shouldn't you do this with every bill? What do you mean? You just decided to do it with this bill because it's Trump's big, beautiful bill? But shouldn't you read every bill? Call me crazy. I thought that's what your job was. I thought that's why people vote you in, because we think that you're going to read the fucking bill. Was I wrong? I guess I am, because it seems to me that this is the first time they're reading the bill. It's crazy, right? Yeah, pretty nuts. This is like the first time they've read a bill. Shouldn't they do this every time? Am I crazy, folks? I don't know. I don't know. Call me crazy. I think you should be reading the bills. I don't know, right? Senate and reconciliation bill could add over $4 trillion in debt, and could it end America Inc.? I don't know. Seems like it to me. As it currently stands, the Senate reconciliation bill is likely to add 3.5 to 4.2 trillion to the debt through fiscal year 2034, based on our estimates. The debt impact could rise as high as 4.5 trillion, and various rumored adjustments are made. That's 500 billion to 1.5 trillion more in borrowing than under the U.S. House based the House passed bill, and will mean the Senate is likely out of compliance with the House reconciliation instructions. Although many parts of the Senate bill are in flux, a joint committee on taxation, the tax portion of the bill, the official estimate of the House bill, and reports from committees themselves allow us to construct a preliminary estimate of the bill, both as it stands and assuming the removal of provisions that the state parliamentarian advised violate the Byrd rule. I don't know what the Byrd rule is, but it says it's violating the Byrd rule. Based on these sources, we estimate the pre-Byrd rule Senate version of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act would increase primary deficits by 2.9 trillion. Wow, for the fiscal year of 2034, and after accounting for interest, increase total borrowing by 3.5 trillion. So from what Daniel said, this is precisely why Doge wasn't involved in this bill. And Elon is having a big temper tantrum and fit over this right now. Makes you wonder. It's almost like he used Elon, right? He must feel like a lot of the women I dated. Yeah. He doesn't call me anymore. He doesn't even try to call me. He doesn't text me, nothing. He just used me, and he never talked to me again. Musk renews attacks on Trump's big, beautiful bill, says it will destroy millions of jobs. Elon Musk said that the President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill will destroy millions of jobs in America and cause immense strategic harm to our country. He posted this on X. Musk's prior criticism of the spending package triggered a public feud between the two men, even though the Tesla and SpaceX CEO had been the president's biggest financial backer. Musk's newest comments come as the Senate is poised to vote on the mega bill. Billionaire Elon Musk on Saturday doubled down on his distaste for President Trump's sprawling tax and spending cuts bill, arguing the legislation that Republican senators are scrambling to pass would kill jobs and bog down burgeoning industries. The latest Senate bill, the draft bill, will destroy millions of jobs in America and cause immense strategic harm to the country. Musk wrote on X on Saturday as the Senate was scheduled to call a vote to open debate on the nearly 1,000-page bill. It gives handouts to industries of the past while severely damaging industries of the future. So I guess it's going to severely damage the industry of the future, which would be who? Yeah, Tesla. It would be Elon Musk, right? Interesting. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO, whose birthday is also Saturday, later posted that the bill would be political, I can't say that word, but deleting for the Republican Party. The criticisms reopen a recent fiery conflict between the former head of the Department of Government Efficiency and the administration he recently left. They also represent yet another headache for Republican Senate leaders who have spent the weekend working overtime to get the legislation through the chamber so it can pass by Mr. Trump's 4th of July deadline. So, do you all think it's probably in vote right now, probably happening right now? Alex, do we know if it's happening right now, the vote?
I am not 100% sure. What are they saying in the chat? Chat, what are you saying?
Yeah, chat, help us out here. Chat, help us out. Senator Thom Tillis says he won't seek re-election after opposing Trump mega bill. It's not a hard choice, and I will not be seeking re-election, Senator Thom Tillis announced. His announcement comes after he voted against advancing President Donald Trump's mega bill. Trump has repeatedly criticized Tillis over his opposition to a sweeping tax package and has threatened to explore primary challengers to the two-term senator. Yes. Republican Senator Thom Tillis, North Carolina, will not run for re-election when his term is up. He announced Sunday, hours after he voted against advancing President Donald Trump's tax bill and drew the president's ire. Ire! Reminds me of a corny joke. Have you guys gone and see the new pirate movie yet? It's rated R. Yeah. All right. Gift card winner number 2. Congratulations, Harry Kirk. Is it Harry? Hottie Kirk? Harry Kirk? Harry Kirk, I guess. Harry Kirk. All right. Canada rescinds digital service tax to advance stalled U.S. trade talks. The move comes after Trump announced over the weekend that he will be terminating all discussions on trade with Canada. The first payments from Canada's digital services tax were initially said to be collected Monday. The tax would have applied to both domestic and foreign tech companies with a 3% levy. Canada has walked back on its digital services tax in anticipation of a mutually beneficial comprehensive trade agreement with the United States, Ottawa announced Sunday night. So Trump is like, you know what? Fuck you. We're not going to talk to you anymore. And they all of a sudden come back to the table, don't they? Whoa. Why do they even attempt this stuff? I guess you got to give him an A for effort. But it's like, why even try? You're not going to get anything by on this guy. So that's the way I see it. All right, let's read some super chats. Do we have any super chats, Alex? Jennifer O. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate you. Heather Critch. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the super chats, folks. It helps me help you. Helps with the gift cards, too. Kelly Panetsky, thank you so much. Super sticker, thank you so much. Mary Williamson, Nino, you make me laugh every day, and thank you so much for the comms. Much appreciated, folks. I mean, I read the news the way I feel it should be read, like a joke. Sarcastic and like a joke. Because why? We're destroying the MSN. We're destroying them. Jennifer O, thank you so much. Jennifer O. Jay Smith, anything new about Club K missile systems? I'll look into that for you. Yeah, I'll look into that. I don't know any information on that, so I'll look into it. Jay Smith, thank you. Susan Schatt, thanks, Nino, for delivering the news with so much fun. With such fun. Thank you so much. On the Hill, Nino, prayers for your parents. I'm taking care of my mom who is 91 with Alzheimer's. It's horrible. On the lighter note, I used to date a guy whose band was called Sancho. That should have told you everything. You should have stayed away from him. So I'm just letting you know. Don't ever date a man named Sancho. Scott Malzberger. Hi, Nino. How's Striker? Oh, I love Striker. Striker, You know, it's crazy. He tried to attack my niece who stayed at the house the other day. So he's very territorial. He pisses on things of mine. He took a big dump on my shirt. So I don't understand what that's all about. But whenever I have company over, he acts like that. It's weird. I don't know. I'm new to cats. I always had been a dog guy. But I saved this cat off the street. Nobody wanted him. So I took him in, and now I'm a cat person. Go figure. And you know what? I love cats. I like cats. He's a cool little guy. Axel, my dog that I had to put down not too long ago, is a hard act to follow. It's been a year now since he's been gone, over a year, and I cannot believe Axel's gone. It's really hard. It's really hard to watch the end phase, the ending of the age process. It's so cruel. It's so grueling. It's so brutal. When the mind starts to go, and even Axel's mind started to go, my dog, he let me know at the end, he let me know at the end, it's time to go. It's time to go, boss. It's time to go. And I had to send him over the Rainbow Bridge, man. And it was the hardest thing I ever did. And I don't know if you all know this, but when I put him down and I was leaving the vet's office, I was crying. I was a mess. A big, beautiful heart-shaped balloon flew right over my windshield of my truck and went into the sky. I don't know where it came from. I've never seen anything like that, but it happened right when I left the vet's office. A silver-shaped balloon flew over my windshield and went into the sky. Glitch in the Matrix, man. That's the best way I can say it. Justices let parents opt out of classes with hey, you know what? Storybooks. Parents with religious objections to storybooks with the LGBT themes may withdraw their children from public schools when the books are discussed. The Supreme Court ruled on Friday, ruling in a case brought by Maryland parents who objected to books with gay and transgender characters. Justice Samuel A. Alito Close analyzed the message that the books conveyed, reproducing color images from them in an appendix to his opinion, and noted that they were written for young readers. We can't have that. I don't know how you all feel about this. I don't think kids should be learning anything like this when they're young. Not even, hetero, any of it, none of it. Why can't they figure this out later in life? They don't need to know this shit now. Sorry, that's my opinion. So I'm very happy to see that parents are now can opt their children out of these classes. I worked at an RTC, folks, a rehabilitation center in Canutillo, New Mexico, and I gotta tell you, it was crazy. So there were a bunch of kids that came from foster homes, and I got the job there, and I worked there when I was like 20, 21. It was the craziest crap I've ever seen in my life. They would have people coming in to teach sexual education to kids that are 8, 9, 10 years old. The oldest kids there were 18. Well, let me just tell you this. There was a lot of messed up shit happening in that place to where I quit. I had to quit. I couldn't take it anymore. You're taught how to restrain the kids. They have tempers. It's insane. But a lot of sexual activity happening, and they would bring in these sex ed teachers that didn't teach about a man and woman, but they taught strictly on you know what. And it was disturbing, to say the least. And so this has been going on for a long, long time. And yeah, I remember working there, and that was probably the most disturbing job I've ever had in my life. Just saying. Let's get to border news. Orale. All right, in border news, Sinaloa cartel hacked security cameras to track and kill FBI informants. U.S. says a hacker working for the Sinaloa drug cartel was able to obtain an FBI's official phone records and use Mexico City's surveillance cameras to help track and kill the agency's informants in 2018, according to a new U.S. Justice Department report. The incident was discussed in the Justice Department Inspector General's audit of the FBI's efforts to mitigate the effects of the ubiquitous technical surveillance, a term used to describe the global proliferation of cameras and the thriving trade in vast stores of the CO. I don't know what that means. The report said that the hacker worked for the Sinaloa drug cartel run by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, who was extradited to the United States in 2017. The report said the hacker identified an FBI assistant legal attaché at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City and was able to use the phone numbers to obtain calls made and received, as well as geolocation data. I'm telling you, these cartels are very sophisticated. They're very, very sophisticated. The report said the hacker also used Mexico City's camera system to follow the FBI official through the city and identify people the official met with. The report said the cartel used the information to intimidate and, in some cases, kill potential sources and cooperating witnesses. Wow. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 plots rule change and fine migrants without warning. So check this out. This is crazy. I mean, is it crazy? Are you all for this? You let me know in the chat, folks. Let me know. Do you guys really think this is necessary? But maybe it is. Maybe it is. The Trump administration wants to jack up fines for those living in the country illegally. Under current rules, the government can start issuing fines 30 days after alerting someone that they are in the country without authorization, a rule President Donald Trump implemented during his first term. President Joe Biden later scrapped it, only for Republicans to bring it back once Trump returned into office. So here's how it goes. Federal report reveals plans for the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and Department of Justice, DOJ, to scrap the 30-day waiting limit entirely and to immediately issue fines to those found to be in violation of immigration laws, starting at $100 to $500 per illegal entry and rising to $1,000 per day. $1,000 per day for those who failed to comply with removal orders. So, you know how you work that off? Well, when they catch you, you go to jail. And that's how you work off the $1,000 a day. And I think it's probably just like $30 to $50 a day in jail. So it's really worth self-deporting, folks. I still don't think they take this serious. I know I live here on the border, and I know for a fact that there's a lot of them here that are like, fuck it. I'm just going to evade arrest. I'm not going to do things I usually do. I'm just going to lay low. He'll be out of office in 3.5 years, and he'll be back to business as usual. I'm telling you, that's the mindset. But it's getting real, and it's getting real fast. The rule will be published in the Federal Register, the federal government's official rule book, which contains agency rules, proposed rules, and public notices on Friday. Wow. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody out there doing? Get loud in the chat. Please share this video, like this video, hit the notification buttons. It helps me help you. I gotta say, it's been a brutal 2 weeks for me, man. A brutal 2 weeks. I don't know how I'm getting through the days right now, folks. So you guys help me out a lot. A lot of you here on my chat, a lot of you here on YouTube. Thank you so much. You really help me help you, and you help me more than you can imagine. Each of you do. I really look at this Black Sheep community like an extended family. I know a lot of you listen to me, and you know, I don't know who some of you are, but just know I love all of you, man. Thank you so much for joining me every day. It's a pleasure to wake up and do this for you every day. You all saved my life. Believe it or not, you saved my life. Otherwise, I think I'd probably be at the bars getting drunk. Just, you know, champ to chump. That should be my next book. But champ to chump, back to champ. I can't make up my mind. From champ to chump, back to champ. From hero to zero, back to hero. I don't know. The U.S. Supreme Court has dramatically expanded the powers of the president. Those of us who cover the Supreme Court are faced every June with a peculiar challenge, whether to describe what the Supreme Court is doing or what it claims that it was doing. What the Supreme Court says it was doing on Friday's 6-3 decision on Trump versus 𝗂𝗂, Inc., the birthright citizenship case, is narrowing the power of federal district judges to issue nationwide injunctions in deference of presidential authority. The case effectively ends the ability of federal judges on lower courts to issue nationwide stays of executive actions that violate the Constitution, federal law, and the rights of citizens. It's about time. It's about time. And also what the court has actually done is dramatically expand the rights of the president to nullify constitutional provisions at will. The ruling curtails nationwide injunctions against Trump's order ending birthright citizenship. Meaning that while lawsuits against the order proceed, the court has unleashed a chaotic patchwork of rights enforceability. The Trump administration's ban on birthright citizenship will not be able to go into effect in jurisdictions where there is no ongoing lawsuit or where judges have not issued regional stays. And so the Supreme Court creates, for the foreseeable future, a jurisprudence of citizenship in which babies born in some parts of the country will be presumptive citizens, while those born elsewhere will not. More broadly, the decision means that going forward, the enforceable rights and entitlements of Americans will now be dependent on the state they reside in and the states of ongoing litigation in that district at any given time. Donald Trump personally will now have the presumptive power to persecute you and nullify your rights in defiance of the Constitution at his discretion. You can't stop him until you can get a lawyer or hearing and a narrow order from a sympathetic judge. No right is safe in the new legal regime the court creates, writes Justice 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝗹 𝗠𝗲𝗃. In a dissent joined by the court's other two liberals, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, motherfucker, writing separately, adds that the decision is profoundly dangerous since it gives the executive go-ahead to sometimes wield the kind of unchecked arbitrary power the founders crafted our Constitution to eradicate. She also calls the ruling an existential threat to the rule of law. Yeah. So we were much better under the Biden administration. I guess we were a lot better off with the Biden administration, right? Yeah. That was an abuse of power. Number 3 gift card winner, Mindy Emmerich. Mindy Emmerich, congratulations. You are now the number 3 gift card winner with Nino's cheap date Visa card. You get $25 to go buy what you want. Don't go splurge on anything. Oh, boy. Texas man born on U.S. Army base abroad, deported to country he's never been to. Oh, it's got to suck. Oh, boy. Texas man they say he's a Texas man, but yet he's an illegal immigrant, but they're still calling him, according to the article, he's a Texas man. A Texas man is currently stranded in Jamaica after getting deported for being born on a U.S. Army base in Germany. Jermaine Thomas was dragged onto a deportation flight by immigration agents last week, over a decade after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that he did not qualify for U.S. citizenship. But wait, I thought it said here in the article that he's a Texas man. Oh, but he's not a legal immigrant. Oh, I get it. Okay, but he's still a Texas man. Okay, I get it. Now he is stranded. Okay, so listen to this. So Thomas was born in 1986 on a U.S. Army base in Germany, where his Jamaican-born father had served for nearly 2 decades. However, the military brat says he has never visited the Caribbean island before. Well, now you are. Now he is stranded there by a fluke without citizenship to any country, rendering him stateless. He is unsure how long he will be trapped there, and in the meantime is unsure how to find employment, especially since he struggles to understand the native dialect. It comes as fears were raised over, you know what, deportations. The debacle began when he got evicted from his home in Killeen, Texas, about an hour north of Austin, where he says he has lived for the majority of his life. While in Texas, he was often homeless. While in and out of jail After moving around a lot with a divorced military parents. At age 11, he moved to Florida to be with his biological father, who died of kidney failure shortly after retiring in 2010. Thomas said while he was evacuating his home in Rottweiler, 𝗬𝗧cie, whatever. You're not a citizen. Tough shit. That's the way I see it. Look, I used to think to myself, it's sad to see these families get separated. It's sad to see all this happen. But look, it's just really this simple. If you broke the law coming into the country and started a family here and you didn't do your due diligence to get a citizenship, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You should have got a citizenship. Bottom line. And as bad as I feel for a lot of these people, because I do feel bad, believe me, I do feel bad. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. You got to get your citizenship. You got to do it the right way. There's so many migrants that have come to this country and did it the right way. It's a slap to their face. The people that had to wait in long lines, hours and hours, days and days, months and months, and sometimes years after year after year, for you to just come in and just live off the system and do what you want to do and give everybody the bird. Sorry, those days are over. And I know a lot of you are living here with families and your abuelo is here and he's here illegally and you don't want him to go back. Well, the only person you can blame is yourself at this point. Sorry. And it sucks. And I hate to say that. It sucks bad. I really hate to say that. Prosecutors line highway in Florida Everglades to oppose alligator Alcatraz, folks. Alligator Alcatraz. A coalition of groups ranging from environmental activists to Native Americans advocating for their ancestral homelands converged outside an airstrip in the Florida Everglades Saturday to protest the imminent construction of an immigrant detention center. Hundreds of protesters lined part of the U.S. Highway 41 that slices through the marshy Everglades, also known as 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃 Trail. As dump trucks hauling materials lumbered into the airfield, cars passing by honked in support of the protesters that waved signs calling for the protection of the expansive preserve that is home to a few native tribes and several endangered animal species. Have you guys looked into this? Have you guys seen this? An actual alligator moat. This is like a movie. I can't even believe I'm reading this. An actual alligator moat surrounding a detention facility for immigrants. So if they escape, they get eaten by alligators. I got a better idea. Why don't we just throw a bunch of alligators in the Rio Grande? I don't know. I mean, that would just solve the problem right there. I've often thought about this, and I've heard actually, folks, I've actually heard that people release piranhas and alligators in the Rio Grande. That's not a joke. This has happened. But I don't know. Why doesn't the government just go there and start stocking up the Rio Grande with alligators and piranhas? I don't think anybody would ever cross again. I don't know. Call me crazy. In fact, I don't know. It seems cheaper than the wall, and it'll work a lot more. It'll work a lot better. It'll be a hell of a lot more effective if you throw piranhas and alligators in the Rio Grande. Call me crazy, but if you're already doing it around a detention facility, why not go balls in, balls deep, and just do it in the whole Rio Grande? Let it just be flourishing with alligators and piranhas. Whoo! How's everybody doing today? Glasses are fogging up once again. They're going to have a cup of coffee. I got a nice cup of coffee here. I'm drinking my coffee black because it's my day of fasting. I'm fasting till about, till about 4 or 5 p.m. today. 𝗬𝗃𝗶𝗹, guys. Thank you so much, Arnie. Amy W., shout out to Ninos Mod Squad. Gray Eye Jewel is shining like always. The one's pure 24K. And Nino, your big heart and realness are what keep us all coming back. I appreciate that. I love all of you guys. I really do. Thank you so much. Truth Teller, love you, champ. Hey, yo. Hey. Mindy Nickerson, how are you doing, David? Have a sandwich on me. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Mindy. I will go have a sandwich on you. Well, I'm doing all right. I get through my days like everyone else is. Life's a bitch. It's tough. It's not easy. Moon Diaries, you saved us too. Well, you guys saved me. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Nino, do you follow any prophets? If so, which do you believe is the most accurate? I don't depend on anybody. I depend on my own intuitiveness, my insight, and I listen to God in my own heart. I don't listen to anybody. I don't. I make up my own mind. I'm confident in my own decisions. Every time I got into the ring, nobody was there with me. Nobody got in the ring with me. Just the person I had to fight. So I had to put all my faith in God, and that's why I would always make the sign of the cross in the ring. I just, to me, I'm strong enough to believe in what I want to believe and how I perceive God. Nobody tells me what to believe. Nobody directs my podcasts. Nobody. I don't have any handlers, despite what you all think, what you think you know. No, I listen to different people for intel and their opinions, but that's it. I'm my own man. West Fontaine, if a citizen breaks the law, they go to jail with no regards to their family. So deportation of illegal immigrants are no different. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Although it's hard for me to see families be broken apart, that, you know, there's some people that have been here 20, 30 years. They have a family. They have grandkids. Their kids don't even know Spanish. And then they see their grandfather get taken back to Mexico. I see, that's the part. That's the hard part for me. I don't know about you all. I'm just saying for me. I don't like to see that, because we got to be human, a humanitarian first and foremost. That's the way I see it.
I agree with you on that, like, and I used to feel, I feel kind of the same way. And it used to be like not as big of a deal until the last 4 years under the previous administration. They just flooded so many of them in. And now it's like the value has gone down in terms of, like, if you're thinking about it in the business of America as a business, and the value of immigrants, and it's just down now. And it's like,
you got to think about it, dude. I mean, think about these people that have had families here. They've been here 20, 30 years. I think maybe them, just because their whole family, dude, is American now. They don't know any different. You're going to send grandpa off to, I just don't know. It sucks. It's not right. I'm not saying anything's right, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It just is what it is. And I don't like to see families get broken apart.
Yeah.
That's just me, though. I mean, it's just mean.
Yeah, and if we had like an agreement with Mexico and Mexicans, because Mexicans are different from all the other immigrants that are coming from all these other countries. Mexicans, the U.S. have had a close relationship for a long time too, and
and see, their whole argument is this is their land first, and I understand that. I get it, because because Mexicans are Indians, dude. They are indigenous people. They are. So you got to think, like, they were here. They've been here a very long time. Now, people agree with it. You don't have to agree with that, but Spanish is from Spain. Spanish. They've been taken over there throughout history, through the Spaniards, through the French, through it's just I don't know. So I see their arguments. So they go way back with their arguments.
Right.
But it is what it is. You got to have laws. You got to have boundaries. You got to have borders, bro. It's not 1855 anymore.
Right.
It's 2025, and the rules have changed. It's a different world, and there's a lot of dangers. There's a lot of bad people coming through the borders, and it just is what it is, man. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But you can't cater to one group of people and not the other. So, like, it's rule for thee but not for me, whatever the saying is. But it's like, you got to be able to apply it to everybody. Nobody could be, because for a while there, Trump had a thing out that was saying that people that worked at hotels or farms would not be deported, but he changed that, thank God, because you can't apply the rules to some and then these people are okay. I don't go for that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, folks. In what the fuck news? Australian reality star, TV star, charged with decapitating her boyfriend. What? Police are attempting to find the head of a man. He got it. She's not too bad. Who's allegedly decapitated by his model and former reality television star girlfriend. Officers discovered the burnt and dismembered remains of Julian Story, 39 years old, on the bathroom floor of an apartment in the coastal city of Port Lincoln in southern Australia last Tuesday when responding to reports of a small fire. So I see what she did. She decapitated and she set fire to the place. 𝗬𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗁, a 34-year-old former contestant on Beauty and the Geek, Australia, was arrested 2 days later and charged. Police found Ms. Chesner sitting in the back garden of the property in a catatonic and unresponsive state, according to court documents. Ms. Chesner, a model and actress, is also charged with disposing of human remains to pervert the course of justice and assaulting a police officer. Detectives have issued an appeal to the public to find Mr. Story's missing head, which they said had removed at June 17th at approximately midnight. Detective Superintendent Darren Fleek, in a press conference on Friday, said, "While I won't provide any further detail about this at this time, I can tragically say that we have not recovered the head of Julian Story." What the hell? I dated an Australian supermodel one time, and she was crazy. I'll tell you that right now. What magazines was she in? She was in Maxim. She was in she was batshit crazy. I got to say that. But I still got my head. Both of them. I can only imagine, and I want you to imagine, the grief this news is causing Julian's family. Recovering Julian's head to return to his family. Oh, my gosh. So they can have a peaceful outcome, have a funeral, and lay him to rest is a really important aspect for all of us. Detective Superintendent Veek said there are no obvious motive at this stage of the investigation, except that she's batshit crazy. Why, no matter what the guy does, why can't you just leave him? Why do you have to cut his head off? I don't know. Insanity. Alex, what do you think?
Man, stay safe out there, fellas.
Dude, this world's gotten crazy. It's almost like insanity is the new norm. That's what's normal now.
Dude, yeah,
that's the trend.
No, for real. But it's like, and like the younger people, they don't know what to look out for. Like I don't know. It's like there would definitely have been red flags with this woman, right? Like there had to be red flags before the full decapitation. So it's like, dude, just get out.
They say like the more beautiful a woman is, the more insane she is.
Yeah. It's like what is that one? Pick two.
Yeah, like the unicorn model thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But think about it. It's like these days, it's like, and these women that are really, really beautiful, they don't, they get hardened throughout life. Once they get everything they want in their 20s and in their early 30s, still there, and then mid 30s, it starts creeping in. Then they're in their 40s, and then they're just having wine with their friends in the men hating club.
Yeah.
But really, it was always their fault. But maybe beauty was a detriment to some of them,
Right.
They're just so beautiful. They got everything they wanted. And then later on in life, it's like, now you're just used goods. Nobody takes you serious.
Yeah. They should have.
Because it's a double-edged sword, man. It's a double-edged sword because there's a lot of women I know now that were beautiful young, and they're single now.
And they're like, where have all the good men gone? And it's like, well, they were in your friend zone 15 years ago, but you didn't want them. You wanted that other dude who,
They always went for the guys that are the Sanchos. That would just, kick him to the curb or whatever. But, but now it's like, now they're just angry and bitter and pissed off. And this is really the first time that we're seeing this in the year 2025, because if you think about it, like the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, people were still getting married, having kids, even lasted into the 90s. But somewhere in the 90s is when things really changed, and like they took out the father, the hip hop culture came in, took out the father of the household, they made it mainstream to disrespect women, and then like all this and all that agenda started pushing forward, and then the hookup culture really took hold, and then everyone was doing that. You never took a girl on a date; everyone was just hooked up, and so now we're seeing the ramifications for that. That generation now going into their older years, you're starting to see the cultivation of their decisions, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for real. I saw a statistic that they predict that 40% of women will be single by the year 2030. And
damn, 40%?
40% of women would be single. And that's not because they didn't have options. It's because they thought they had infinite options and they could just go from one to, and then eventually it runs out, and you should have, the guy 5 guys back was the one that you should have.
Exactly. And you got to think also, bro, like you got to think like, in life, you got to know what lap you're on in the race.
Yeah.
And you may be driving a Volkswagen, a Pinto, or a Lamborghini, but you're still going to be, everyone's going to get to that 10th, 11th, 12th lap. And you got to be realistic with yourself. Like I may be driving a Lamborghini on this 12th lap, but I'm still on the 12th lap. Right. And the laps only go to 20. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know, man. You still got to just be realistic with that. And with that being said, folks,
do you want to
I'm out of here.
Do you want to pick the last gift card winner real quick? We have the.
Oh, damn, we didn't do that. Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's jump in the chat and chat get loud and let's see. Nino's gonna pick.
All right, I'll pick the last one here. All right. Happens to men too. Yeah, it happens to men as well. Absolutely. Singularity is the new. Wow, this is moving fast. Dogs don't lie. Dogs don't lie. Dogs don't lie. You are the winner. Dogs don't lie. And I agree with that one. Children and dogs don't lie. Dogs don't lie. Gift card winner of number 4. You are now the winner of the cheap date. Nino's cheap date. You get to go buy a sandwich or an ice cream. ¡Órale! All right, folks. Do I look more Mexican with this mustache? I think I do. There's a lot of gray in there, too. All right, dogs don't lie. You are the winner. And with that being said, folks, I'm out of here. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, folks. I'm out of here. See you Wednesday.